Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video. I'm working on a single 6x12 page in my Canada album, and as you can see, this was about breakfast. Had to get a snack, had to get some coffee, and what I think is fun is it was actually called the House of Smith where we went. And since my last name is Smith and I'm part French, you can see it says La Maison. I thought that was amazing. So I want to scrap it. And I mean, look at all these goodies. They were fabulous. So I have to find a card, obviously, because that pocket is empty. And then I know I have a bunch of breakfast themed like wood veneer and stickers and things that are just fun. I want to be able to use some of those. The problem I face here is that all of these photos are pretty busy. So I have to figure out, like, could I cut some down? Maybe this one. I don't want to do it next to this pocket, but there is some dead space here. Maybe a sticker would be better there. I could possibly cut here. Then it's next to this. I mean, these are the things I have to figure out. Now, I do reserve the right to shuffle these photos if I feel like it's needed. Hopefully not. Hopefully I can keep it as it is. But I'm going to start with a card, I think, because I do have some red tones here I need to match. See if I can find something for that, and I'll go from there. I have grabbed out both piles of my 3x4 cards. I have so many that are food related now, I had to split them in two. So this is kind of the first part of the rainbow. This is the second part. I don't think I have many red things. And obviously pizza's not it. That does not go with this. But I'm going to look through there and just see. Maybe I have something that's black and white or even something tan that might be okay with this. I just honestly don't remember everything I have in here because it's not stuff I'm using constantly like my regular travel things, but I will find something. I went through my cards and I really only found one that I feel like would work here. There really was nothing in a bright color that I could do. And then there were a lot of black and white things, but I thought I had more that were about coffee, but they're really about eating, which I did, but I really wanted coffee to be the focus too, because you can see like that's why we were there. And I found this. It's brown, so it definitely matches the brown tones that are in here. And I thought maybe I'd want to journal a little bit, but with this card I cannot. But I think it's okay. It's self-explanatory what we're doing. But what I like about this one too is I remembered I made this. I had this background piece of paper. And then this came from some other card or a piece of paper or something. And rather than use it as is, I chose to fussy cut around it and do this. And I've had it in my stash for a while and have never found a use for it. So I'm happy to say now it's finally going to find a place to live in one of my albums instead of just sit around in the pile. So I'm going to use that. Excuse me. Then I have to figure out what am I doing with the rest of these. I do have my bag out here of my different stickers and chipboard, tags, all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to go through there and see what I have. I know I have things that are specific to coffee and breakfasty type stuff. So hopefully I'll find some of that that will be fun and I'll get it used here. I have picked out one thing so far. I want to use this piece of ephemera that I have. And in order to do it, I switched these bottom photos because this way I can trim down this one and it won't be right next to that. So I do have that on the agenda. So I'm going to cut that down. This will go at the top. It brings in that nice black and white that I was looking for. So I think that'll work nicely. I have trimmed down the photo. So now it looks like that. And I was trying to find background paper and I thought I want to match the brown tones. I have this. I think this works nicely. It's not the same as this, but it's close. Works really nicely with my coffee there as well as with this. So I'm going to do that, and then it will sit probably a little closer to the bottom like so. And then I can take this, and I could do left or right here. I'll figure that out. So I pulled out a bunch of stuff that I thought might work. I had these, and I love the idea of, you know, using some of the cups, but I don't feel like any of these are necessarily right and how would they fit, but I may take a couple of the bean stickers and add them to this just to add a little pizzazz. They're a little bit darker there, which I like. It adds another color to it, and then I can use those. And one sad thing was I pulled these out and I know I had a croissant that was a wood veneer in here. I must have used it for something else and didn't remember because I was thinking like, oh, I can take that out and use it here. That would be great. I used it already. So kind of a little bummed about that when I thought I had a plan, but whatever. I will adjust and I will find something that works. So I think for the time being, at least, I can look through more of my ephemera. I can put on the bean stickers, and I'll take it from there. I've added 2 of my stickers there already, and I want to add one more. I think I want a lighter one. Get that off of there. These are a little tough to get off the backing. There we go. And then I don't want them next to each other. So actually, should I put it down here? Up here feels weird, maybe like it's just floating. But down here feels like everything heavy is kind of on the lower half. You know, I don't like it up top. I'm just going to do it here, and it's fine. So let's see what I think of that. All those are next to each other. You know what? I think that's fine. That adds just a little extra right there, which I appreciate. And then the rest of these don't really go, so I can put them away. Now that I have that card all completed, I can focus on what else to do up here. And I did go through more of my ephemera, and I actually found this. This red is a little bit darker than what's up here, but I think with this one, it actually matches fairly well. So I think what I'm going to do is use this photo, hang it over a little bit at the top like that, and then just clip off what I don't need. It'll overlap, you know, this a little bit, but I think that's fine. It actually gives a nice little pop of red there. And then that might be all I need to do here. All right, so I've got my ephemera piece here, and I'm just going to put adhesive on part of it. And then I want it to be like about that. Is that good? That's what'll be left. Yeah, I think that's good. I don't like to press down on it until I'm sure that's what I want. So I've got it on there. I can cut off the extra. Yes, I like it. Okay. Now, I think I am going to put in a staple. I love my little staples. You know I do. Just for visual interest. There we go. And I didn't do one here because there really wasn't room for it, which it's fine. I don't need them everywhere. But I do like it up top there. So I think what I will do is actually just like put these all in the pockets, make sure that I like it, that I like the placement of the photos. And then the only other thing I might consider is maybe stamping something right here. Just a very small phrase, because I feel like it's kind of blank. And I think it might add some just fun interest if I did it. I do have 2 sets I know that have, well, probably more than 2, because within food there's often like drink sayings, coffee sayings, but I know I have several stamp sets where I could easily pull out something that's small that should fit in that space. I have everything else in the pockets except this, and in looking at it, I do want to stamp. I have this old set from Technique Tuesday, and there's one on here. I first thought maybe I would put need coffee, which is appropriate, but then I also like the one that says snack time, and because this is a food photo, I feel like I should maybe put that on there. And it's very small. It can just live over here, or I could even put it kind of in the middle, although I think I like it more to the left. But I'm going to put that on there, and then I think this one might be fit up. All right, I've got my card ready. I have my stamp on there. Make sure it's covered well. A little hard to tell sometimes. This is an old ink pad. I need to get a new one, I think. But for now it'll do. So we're gonna go snack time right over here. Ta-da! And now that's done. I have everything finished here and in the pockets. So I'm just gonna do some close-ups here. So there's top row, middle row, bottom row, and I think that's perfect. And here's another one done for Canada. Thanks for watching.